I like talking theories about stuff, and of course, Star Wars Rebels is
Yep.
nearing an end. There's
Mm.
been talk of it ending and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how far ahead you are, Blair, with
I'm
regards to.
right up to it with everything, but
You're up to everything, but
yeah, I heard Dave Filoni today say that Series 4 is going to be announced very soon. So
celebration, I'm sure.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. He said no, there'll definitely be a season 4. So it's not all ending at the end
No.
of season 3. And I got a feeling that season 4 is
Yep,
going. The last couple episodes will be the Battle of Scarif, and
that would be cool.
that will tie into Rogue
To
One there.
everything.
'Cause
So,
obviously, as we know, Chopper was on Yavin 4. The Ghost was in the battle.
yep.
We heard,
Hera.
Hera mentioned over the
Yep.
speakers. So yeah,
Mm.
it's got to have a story that's going to tie in with all of that as well.
So,
And
but
I think that's going to be the
the
big finale
finale.
of the show when that happens. So
That
yeah.
would be cool. Look, I think I've mentioned this in the previous podcast, but for our listeners who haven't heard that show, I'm going to repeat my theory about that because I know Blair's just brought up a very good point that season 4 it'll end with the Battle of Scarif. Is that, of course, Ezra and Kanan are non-existent as far as we're aware.
Mm.
And the big telling factor is in the scene in Rogue One when Mon Mothma speaks to Bail Organa. He's
Yep.
like, "We're gonna need everyone on board," and she goes, "Oh, your friend, the Jedi," and he's like,
Mm.
"Yes," and she's like, "Well, do you trust her?" And we all know that I trust her with my life, and he's referring to Leia to go and
Yeah.
get Obi-Wan. The thing is, though, of course, we've seen in the trailer for the second half of season 3 of Rebels, Mon Mothma in the cockpit of the
Yes.
Ghost. So she knows Ezra, she knows Kanan, so she knows Jedi. So why would she be referring to a single Jedi? We know that Jedi can be plural. To Bail Organa, who both know of Kanan and Ezra's existence, unless they're dead or
Well,
gone.
Ezra is Snoke.
Oh, oh dear. Oh, we'll get into that one another night. Don't get me started. It's like everyone can have a Snoke theory. It's all good. Snoke theory's real. So, sorry, I try not to laugh. But look, I think, and this is how I play it out, and this is a wild theory, is that Vader's in the back to tank because he's just battled Ezra and Kanan, and he's destroyed them. He's killed them. Later on in the film, Hera is called to the briefing room. That
Yeah.
is to inform her of the fate of Ezra and Kanan. Of course, her last ditch thing is to join into the Battle of Scarif, and that'll be the last hurrah. So it's sort of like coming full circle that they'll end, her sacrifice will end. She'll do something that'll help the tentative 4 escapes. Because the thing is, we see them flying off, and they look pretty cool, and we've got a Star Destroyer and the Death Star in the background. Of course, there'll be battleships everywhere, and we see them jump to light speed. But
Yeah.
we don't know what's happening outside the ship once
No,
we're
that's
inside.
right.
So
Mm.
it could have been Hera's sacrifice of getting in front of a blaster bolt that could have destroyed the ship before it sent to light speed, but we don't see that. So,
Well, she may have had something to do with the hammerhead as
or the
well.
hammerhead, the
Hitting the
shield,
Star
we
Destroyer
just
that we
don't
didn't get
know.
to see because obviously that was they were stolen in that episode of Rebels. And they're using them now, so maybe there was some connection there that
Yeah.
that
But
didn't happen. But yeah, it's all
I think because of the way Mon Mothma and Bail Organa talk about Obi-Wan
yeah.
as the Jedi, they're going, well, if they both know of Ezra and Kanan's existence, why the heck aren't they using them?
Mm.
Unless they're gone, or they're dead, or they've disappeared. It's either or. They can't be still existing in the universe to their knowledge unless they have left the Rebels completely and have disappeared to another galaxy or something like that. Have gone on their own personal journey, which once again is another theory that could be tied into some of the things that have been dropped in the new Aftermath book, but we won't. Neither I don't.
No.
I haven't read it, but I've read a few things. And I'm sure you haven't read the
Yeah,
book. So
I've got the first two
yeah.
Aftermath books. I tried to read the first one,
Yep.
and I've probably got to about page 6, I suppose, and just totally lost interest in it. I
It's
don't
like,
know
oh,
why.
I've got to have a coffee.
And then I bought the second one when Big W had them on special, and
Yep.
I am planning to read it at
Oh,
some stage.
sure,
But
sure.
I've got to chew through book 1 first. So.
You got to take. But I just think that we're going to see that tie-in. like you say, with Scarif. But I think we're going to
Yep.
have the fates of Ezra and Kanan wrapped up in a neat ball. That'll lead to something else maybe in the future event, or they're going to be completely snuffed out altogether. But I think the big thing for me is the finale that's coming up between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. It's been hinted about. We've
Yep.
wanted it forever. Why the hell isn't there a standalone film about this? Why are we wrapping it up in a cartoon series? That's just my opinion. It could have been a beautiful film. It would have been great to get Ray Park back to.
Well, look,
I
I have
think it could have
issues.
worked. I
I
think
have
it could have
issues. I've
worked.
just got issues. I have issues with.
That he's still alive.
Yeah, well, the whole Darth Maul thing.
Yeah.
It works in an animation format, as far as I'm concerned, but it wouldn't work in a movie, I don't think, because majority of people don't watch the animated TV shows.
No.
The majority of movie-going public only know from the films, and to
Yeah.
have Darth Maul alive again when the dude was like cut in half,
This is true.
and George actually said the reason I cut him in half is so there was no way they could bring him back. Well.
George let him come back, by the way. That was his
No.
choice. Because you know
I know.
why? It was all due to the fact, once again, it's like when Boba Fett was killed in
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, the
Yeah.
fans went ballistic for 20 odd years over Boba Fett was amazing and awesome. And of course, it was like, oh, he still might be alive. And then when Dark Horse did the Dark Empire comics, who came back? Boba
Yeah.
Fett did. Boba Fett was
Yeah.
alive again. The character was reintroduced into one of the types of media that was becoming popular. And of course, those Dark Horse comics were huge back in the day. Like when we had the novels coming through, then the Dark Horse comics. And I love the Dark Empire series with the Emperor brought back as a clone. If you've never read them, I suggest you read them. They're fantastic.
I bought. When it was back in 1991, I
Yeah.
think they came out because we
Yeah.
had we had Heir to the Empire,
Yep.
and then we had the Dark Empire comic series
Yep.
came back, and it was like
Yep.
after a drought, such a long
Yep.
drought.
Yeah.
It was like the wheels started, the interest started
So
flaring up again, and
that's it.
I was right into those at the time. So yeah.
But it's interesting. This like I say with Maul and Obi-Wan, it sounds to me like this is going to be wrapped up in 2 episodes. It's going to go 2 ways. It's either we're going to see this epic duel between an old man and a guy who's got metallic legs, who seems very, very powerful for someone of his age again, or we're going to see more searching for redemption. And like, I think I've mentioned this before in the previous pod, was that Maul is going to tell Obi-Wan that his apprentice lives.
Yep.
And says, look, I've not come here to fight you. I've come here to warn you that you are the only hope of stopping the Sith. And it's going to be Obi-Wan, Anakin Skywalker lives. And to me, that's going to be the bombshell. But Maul is going to get killed. I think they're going to wrap Maul up now. I don't see Maul coming back for anything after season 3. I think we're going to wrap him up. He's going to sacrifice himself in one way to protect Obi-Wan and Luke's secret, that they're there together. I think it's going to end like that, and all that sort of stuff. So I see that wrapping up nice and neatly, hopefully. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I feel about it. The only thing I'm hoping is that we finally get to see the Thrawn that I've read about. And I know I've mentioned this before. And I know they just dropped a preview clip of the upcoming episode of Thrawn fighting with robots. I think it's the most physical thing I've seen him do since the beginning of season 3. He does a lot of let him go, let him go, let him go. For a minute there, I thought he was going to break out into song-like Elsa from Frozen and say, let it go, just let him go. I'm going to let the rebels go, because that's all he does. He just doesn't do anything. It's starting to dumb the character down for me. I want to see the Thrawn, who's the bad bugger, who just is an absolutely military. He's just a tyrant, and he's a strategist. And I'm sorry, but Thrawn has been written as a very, I'll just see what they're doing. I'm just going to bide my time. It's like, nah, dude, that's not how Thrawn operates. He's always he's very strategic and clever, but he executes quickly, and he does that in the books. But
he does. I've got no qualm, no problem whatsoever as far as with the direction that they're taking the character, because I've got a feeling that you're going to really see that character come out
I hope so. I
Like
hope
you're
so.
talking, yeah. I mean, look, Timothy Zahn's gone and written a brand new Thrawn novel.
Oh, looking
Um,
forward to that.
they're obviously
Oh,
pushing the character, and so I think Dave Filoni knows,
mm.
that, and knows exactly what Thrawn is, and
Yep,
they've obviously read the books, and he's had contact with Timothy Zahn. They have had story
yep,
meetings and all that sort of stuff, so it all
yep.
ties in together. So yeah, I got a feeling, mate, that it's
I hope so.
about to be unleashed.
I hope so. I'm really hoping because I have to admit I've been probably one of the few people who've been disappointed with how Thrawn has been portrayed in this show.
Well,
Like,
there's not too many episodes so far in season three that I've been really enamored with. To
mm,
tell you the truth, it's been a bit of a weak series in a lot of ways for me so
yeah.
far. Episode season two, man, I was right on board with that.
Oh, that was yeah. Season two
It
has
was
been my
just,
favorite so far.
yeah, you're not a fan of helicopter blade spinning lightsabers, however, but yeah, but the dynamic of the story, the crew, the cast, they had that bit of a Firefly sort of vibe going there for
Yeah,
a while.
yeah,
And you started getting closer to the thing. You started to see
yeah,
the spacecraft. You started to see the time starting to get closer to that time that we know and love.
yeah.
And just the characters as well, the way they worked off each other.
Mm.
And there are some episodes that I forgot it was animation.
Yeah, there was
I
some
was
really
watching the
good
show
ones in there.
like it was a show, and I know my family, my wife, she likes it, but
Mm,
she's not a major Star Wars fan, and that. But I know, she got really interested in
mm.
there for a little while.
Yep,
Season three just sort of
yep.
hasn't really pushed the envelope for me so far.
No,
So
I know a lot of people have been raving about the Mandalorian, the last two
yeah,
episodes of the and look, I've watched them. I have enjoyed them, but they're not the best. I can see how they're saying for the character of Sabine, there's an evolution into her character. She's moving on to bigger and better things and
I
all that
did
sort
not
of stuff.
expect her to stay on the planet.
No,
So
look, I didn't expect that either. But in saying that, though, the episodes didn't blow me away like I know they've blown away a
no,
lot of people. I
mm,
thought we're trying to maneuver a character out just for a bit because we're about to bring Obi-Wan in and the Darth Maul thing, and we don't want too many characters to clutter up the landscape. So,
yeah,
I hope that somehow that Mandalorian thing comes back into play, which would be really cool.
mm,
But yeah, it just felt like filler, a little bit of filler until we're getting to the bigger stuff. It's like we've got to evolve a character and that sort of thing. So look, yes, I'm one of the few people who liked it, but I'm not chomping at the bits going, oh, I'm emotional. I have to admit, though, the scene between Kanan and Sabine when he's training her and she's
yeah,
telling how it all went happen, I have to admit I did get quite emotional in that scene.
yeah,
I could hear the anger, the anguish, the sadness, everything about the emotion coming through. And I thought, and the music was just top notch. I have to say,
mm,
even though the two episodes, I'm not like going, oh my God, they're the greatest thing ever. Kevin Keener has done as Kiner, I think
yeah,
Kevin Kiner has done an outstanding job of intertwining the original music in with
oh,
his
hasn't
own
he?
brand. And season 3 to me at the moment, bar the ending of season 2, has got the best music out of the 3 seasons so
Yeah,
far. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the release of those soundtracks. Like I've got
mm,
seasons 1 and 2, but I'm definitely looking forward to season 3 soundtrack because the music at the end of season 2 was stellar. But
it was. Yeah.
it's really, once again, it's sowing the seed of what's happening in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in these final episodes, especially
Mm.
between Obi-Wan and Maul, and how that music plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with him, with doing the music for this show. It's just been fantastic so far. Like the way he blends Williams' themes in, and then makes them his own.
He does.
It's just been genius. And like for whatever reason, if John Williams can't continue down the track, I'd be more than happy with him to take over as far as
Kevin to
scoring
do
some
it,
of the
so.
theatrical films. Definitely.
But yeah. Look, I'm looking forward to the finale. Of course, I think there's like 5-6 episodes left. Not even that. It's getting close to the end, so we're going to wrap up around Celebration. So
Yep.
usually, once again at Celebration, they drop a trailer for the new season of
Yeah.
Rebels. So I guess season 4 we'll get a trailer. And we'll see that future. But yeah, I hope you're right. I hope season 4 ends with the Battle of Scarif and that Rogue One and Rebels connect. And of course, there's the rumor a new animated series is about to be announced.
Yeah.
So of course, one more season of Rebels, and then we'll kick into the new show. So I think it's fitting. I think 4's good. It's not overstaying its welcome, and it's beautiful and neat. Yeah, when you've got a good thing going, know when to quit. Don't drag it out forever. So sort of like Clone Wars. Clone Wars was getting so good to 5, and yes, look, unfortunately Disney came in, bought it, and they cut it. But there was that final season that was released, the lost episodes, and thank God they did, because they were the most mythological when it came to the Force. We had Liam Neeson back. It wrapped up a lot of things, and it also gave some hints towards the future. So it was very well done, and it wrapped up exactly when it needed to, which was great. So I'm hoping Rebels can do the same.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a new series that sort of set between episode 4 and 5 would be cool. Because it seems to be that 3 years between Star Wars and Empire hasn't really been touched on like it could be. And the thing is too, and that's such a cool era in the saga. I mean, you've got Han and Leia annoying each other.
Luke,
you've got Luke
stuff,
just discovering. You've got Darth Vader trying to find out who that pilot was that took out the Death Star and all. You've got all that sort of stuff that's going on, and you've got the rebels who are just running. Basically.
Yeah, it'll be tricky though, because the Marvel comics are set in between that time period.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I think what would be cool is right after the Return of the Jedi. That's what I'm aiming for. I think it'd be good to see how things are wrapping up. Once again, we've got some novels happening, but I think there's still a lot of even between Empire and Return of the Jedi. Shadows of the Empire is now Legends, which is a shame.
Yeah.
So you've got an opportunity to build that.
Which annoyed me because Lucas always said that it was part. That a lot of the other books and that weren't. And I can remember back in 1993, I think it was at Force 2.
Yep.
In Melbourne, we had a Lucasfilm lady come along and and it was like when the first EU novels were first mentioned, right?
Yep.
We had Heir to the Empire and that, and she was saying what the grand plan was. There's like 10 books that are coming out for starters, blah 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 blah. And she actually said there and then that look, these stories are basically playing in George's sandbox, but these are not canon stories, and George can change the stories anytime he wants to, right? So that was said then, and so I never had a problem like a lot of people do with, oh no, they've got rid of the EU, or now it's Legends and stuff like that, because it was never from the horse's mouth that this is gospel, right? And so personally, I never had a problem with that. However, when Shadows of the Empire came out, Lucas said this is canon. It's like it's episode 4.5 or whatever it is.
Yeah, 5.5
or whatever. And so I always took it that story, Prince Shizor and Black Sun and all that sort of stuff actually happened. So good, right? And it made sense, right?
So
it blended in beautifully with it, And so when now that's been gone, that's the Legends as well. I'm like, okay, great.
Black Sun does exist. In Clone Wars. So anyway, sorry, go on. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, you're right. No, because Black Sun's been mentioned a few times.
Yep.
In different mediums as well of the official canon now.
Yeah,
so I'm sort of hoping like Thrawn that we might see Prince Shizor at some stage in some sort of form in the new canon. So I don't know, because I thought he was a quite a cool character.
I love Dash Rendar.
A bit creepy.
Yep.
In some parts of the book.
Oh, it was. Pervert.
Oh, yeah, but
it's a pervert.
Actually reminded me a lot of Ming the Merciless and the Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, he had that sort of a vibe for him, and
Guri, his fembot.
Yeah, make merry under pain of death, that sort of thing. But right. So unfortunately, just wrapping that up quickly, like I just reiterate, I thought that was part of the canon that they were going to keep, so I was very disappointed when Shadows of the Empire was pulled.
I know. Well, see, they introduced I don't know the class of ship, I do apologise, but the ship, the Outrider ship was shown in a recent episode of Rebels, and everyone was like, oh my god, yeah. And it was like, oh my god, are we going to see Dash Rendar and we're going to do this? And it's like, oh no.
Dash, Han Solo is frozen at the moment. Let's make another one.
It's like, but look, I like Dash. I actually bought the Outrider when I was little because I loved the ship. I thought it was cool after playing the game on the 64. I thought it was rocking and I had to have it. So,
actually, Star-Lord's character in Guardians of the Galaxy reminds me of Dash Rendar big time.
He does.
You know.
Chris Pratt could play Dash Rendar. I think that'd be perfect.
For sure, definitely.
That would be cool. But yeah, look, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Rebels I think it's going to wrap up really nice, and it's really cool that we're seeing that reintroduction of some of the characters coming back in. We can officially say now that Chewbacca's son from the holiday special is canon. Today.
Lumpy
is canon.
Lumpy was celebrate. The kid. Yeah, Itchy, Scratchy, and Lumpy. No, not Itchy and Scratchy. Itchy was the father. Itchy was the father.
I can't
Lumpy
remember.
Was the son. And Marla was the mother.
Marla, that's right. Oh, let's see that smile, Marla. You got to see a little smile.
That just reminds me of that Robot Chicken bit when Han and Chewie turn up home and they come out and they're all in their clothes and, and baseball hats. Like, you mean you've been naked all this time? I love you.
But that's what, look, you know, I know that was one of the things spoiled by people when they put up these are the things from the new Aftermath. But that was the one thing I couldn't stop laughing about.
Yes.
I was like, Chuck Wendig's like, how am I going to screw with the fans? Yep, Lumpy is now canon. But then the story group where they had to approve that, so I could see Pablo going, all right, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to like doing something really cool. Just put him in the I've made a holiday special canon.
I thought Lumpy and Jar Jar could have formed like a Beastie Boys type sort of event.
Would have been
like
golden, wouldn't it?